Travis Kelce is at a crossroads in his career. Should he continue playing football, or is it time to step away and focus on new opportunities like acting, his podcast, and his personal life? The passion for the game might not be the same, and in this video, we're going to break down whether Kelce is ready to hang up his cleats or if he'll be back with the Kansas City Chiefs next season. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for the best daily Chiefs content. Even though the Chiefs broke our hearts in the Super Bowl, we're not going anywhere. We'll be covering this team all offseason, analyzing how they can bounce back and chase another championship next year. Now, let's talk about Travis Kelce. This is a tough conversation because he's a legend. In my eyes, he's the greatest tight end to ever play in the NFL. Kansas City has been spoiled with elite players at this position, from Tony Gonzalez to Kelce himself. But time catches up with everyone. Kelce is 35 years old, and by the time next season kicks off, he'll be 36. His contract carries a $19 million cap hit for 2025, while the Chiefs only have around $11 million in cap space. That number could shift if Patrick Mahomes restructures his deal, freeing up money for free agency, but right now, the cap situation isn't great. To be clear, the Chiefs aren't likely to cut Kelce just to save money. However, his future is uncertain, and his situation is unlike most. So, what's next for the star tight end? Kelce may have taken a slight step back this season, but he still put up impressive numbers. With over 800 receiving yards and a standout playoff performance against the Texans, where he racked up 117 yards and a touchdown, he proved he's still a key player. However, as he gets older, he's being asked to carry the same heavy workload in the Chiefs' offense, and that's not entirely fair. The team needs to invest in younger, faster players who can take some of the pressure off him. That being said, the idea of moving on from Kelce isn't about performance, it's about money. If the Chiefs were to part ways with their legendary tight end, they would free up $19 million in cap space for 2025. But that's a tough call to make. Kelce has until early to mid-March to decide his future, and leading up to the Super Bowl, there was speculation that it might be his last game. Many believed that if the Chiefs won, he would retire on top. But they didn't just lose, they were dominated. Knowing Kelce's competitive nature, it's hard to imagine him walking away after that performance. Yes, he had some struggles in the Super Bowl, but so did the entire offense. Super Bowl 59 was a rough outing for the Chiefs, and in a way, that loss might be the biggest reason Kelce returns. He's not the type to end his career on a low note. Of course, bringing him back isn't just about emotion. It's a financial decision. With so much money tied up in his contract, the Chiefs have to carefully manage their cap space. But Kelce isn't just another player. He's a franchise legend, and if there's anyone the organization should show loyalty to, it's him. Kelce isn't just another player. He's one of the three core stars who helped turn the Chiefs into an NFL powerhouse. Cutting him purely for financial reasons wouldn't make sense. If he wants to play one more season, he should have the chance to finish his career in Kansas City. The team, the fans, and the organization would welcome him back without hesitation. That said, Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes need to adjust the offense. Kelce will be 36 next season, and while he can still be productive, he shouldn't be the primary focus anymore. The Chiefs must build a more dynamic attack, leaning on younger playmakers like Rashee Rice, once he recovers from injury, and possibly Xavier Worthy. They should also consider adding talent in free agency or the draft, maybe even bringing in someone like Hollywood Brown. Relying on Kelce to carry the offense like he did in his prime just isn't realistic anymore. We've already seen signs of decline. While he was still effective last season, he wasn't the dominant force he once was. With just 1 year left on his contract, this could be his final run. His brother Jason Kelce has already retired and is likely encouraging him to consider life after football. Plus, Kelce has plenty of opportunities outside the game: his popular New Heights podcast, his growing interest in acting, and of course, his high-profile relationship. He doesn't need football for success. The game has already given him so much. If Kelce decides to return, it'll be incredible to see him suit up for one last season. But if he chooses to walk away, he's leaving behind a legacy that will never be forgotten in Kansas City. The Chiefs simply can't expect Kelce to put up 1,200-yard seasons anymore. That wouldn't be fair to him. However, if they manage his workload, limit his snaps, and use him strategically, especially on crucial third downs, he can still be a valuable weapon. The reality is, he's lost a step. He's not as quick or explosive as he once was. Even Xavier Worthy pointed it out during the playoffs when Kelce had a catch over the middle with a chance to score. A younger Kelce, say from 2020, would have taken that to the house. But age has its effects, and that's just part of the game. Now, to answer the big question, is Travis Kelce done? Is he going to retire? I've spoken to players in the past and had inside knowledge about certain situations, but this time, I have no insight into Kelce's decision. That said, knowing the kind of competitor he is, I truly believe he'll be back for one more season. It's just a gut feeling, but I don't see him walking away yet. I think he gives it one last run before retiring. There's still plenty to discuss about how Kelce can fit into this offense moving forward, but before diving into that, let's not forget the bigger picture. The Chiefs need to rebuild piece by piece to stay dominant. And when it comes to Kelce, the fans are understandably emotional. He's not just another player you cut without a second thought. He's the greatest tight end to ever play the game, and he deserves respect. A few years ago, Kelce even took a pay cut to help the team, and that kind of loyalty deserves respect. Ultimately, the decision is his to make. The Chiefs would undoubtedly welcome him back, but at the same time, they also have to start planning for life without him. His cap hit for 2025 is a massive $19 million, and that money could go a long way towards strengthening the roster. With that amount, the Chiefs could bring in a top-tier left tackle, sign a key wide receiver, or extend key players like Nick Bolton or Justin Reed. We'll dive into those possibilities in the coming days. That said, Kelce still has that competitive fire, and I truly believe he'll return for one more season. If he does, the Chiefs need to be smart about managing his workload. Andy Reid, this is on you. Kelce shouldn't be playing every snap on first, second, and third down. That's just not sustainable for a 36-year-old. The team tried to manage his reps this season to keep him fresh for the playoffs, and they'll need to take an even more cautious approach moving forward. Of course, there's still no guarantee he returns. If he retires, it would mark the end of an incredible era, and that would be tough for Chiefs fans to accept. But at some point, the team has to prepare for a future without him. He can't play forever. If he steps away now, the Chiefs free up $9 million in cap space. But after the way last season ended, I have a strong feeling he's not ready to walk away just yet. After that heartbreaking loss, we were all left in shock, numb even. And I believe Travis Kelce felt the same way. That's why, even without any insider knowledge, my gut tells me he'll be back for the 2025 season. Chiefs Kingdom, that wraps up this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for the best daily Chiefs content. We'll keep breaking down everything happening with this team as they work their way back to Super Bowl contention. Thanks for watching.